Okay, I think we're live. I think we're live. I hope this connection works today after last week's connection was a debacle. So hopefully this works today, guys. We're going live on Sunday. I'm an hour late to this live stream because we were installing this new modem and router. I don't know if you can see it there. It's supposed to be like the best modem and router you could possibly buy. So we just got finished installing that. My wife just installed it. So I hope this live stream works. Let me know if there's ever like glitchiness or anything like that, guys. I would love to hear from you. Hello. So basically, I'm gonna probably start live streaming every Sunday. Probably every Sunday around noon time Pacific time. So around noon Pacific time, every Sunday I should start live streaming. So unless something changes between now and then. So feel free to give me feedback throughout this Q&A today, guys, about the connection and if it's poor. I got like the highest internet speeds and it's brand new router and modem, so there's no reason on my side that there should be any type of problem, but it's still a new feature for YouTube, so maybe there's something there. So anyways, I'm gonna open it up to you guys and let's see some Q&A here and see what's going on with guys. So, okay, great. You say it is working great now, Daniel. So that is fabulous to see. What is your insight for NVIDIA company? NVIDIA company, oh my gosh, that company's just a beast. I covered them a little bit on that the stock market recap show, and they just reported absolutely phenomenal numbers, just unbelievable. I'm not invested in NVIDIA, and it's hard for me to jump in a stock that's up like 500% in the past year. So NVIDIA I'm not really going into right now. What state do you love in? I love in every state, man. I love in every state, but I live in Nevada. I live in Nevada. All right, let's see if we got more Q&A here. We pop the messages up. Can you give some advice on college loans and strategies to get out of debt? College loans, I don't know much about because I never took out a college loan. I just went to community college and I was on scholarship, and then I paid the rest out of cash. So I don't know much about student loans, but I would say like anytime you have any type of loan, get the loan paid off before you start investing if the interest rate's high. I mean, when I say high, I mean like over a 5% rate, or especially get that loan paid off if it's over a 10% rate, because then you're talking about you really need to get a good return on your investment before so that's why I would rather pay off debt, get that debt paid off, and save money and all those kinds of things, so you have more money to pay toward that debt. I have like a million videos on this channel on how to save money and ways you can save money and all those kinds of things, guys. So, what do you think about cannabis stocks? I haven't seen any good cannabis stocks yet, so I think the best way to play if you want to get into make money off of marijuana, the best way to do it is if and when it becomes legalized in your state, go ahead and figure out the regulations and how to go ahead and open a shop or whatever, a dispensary, a bakery, whatever. So, do you have any pets? No, I do not have any pets. Um, Let me see here. For a loan, the shorter amount of time, the less pay you will have to pay overall. Yeah, I think that's advice to whoever. Would you prefer to invest in a stock or save money on Roth IRA? Well, I'm an individual investor, so I always think stock picking is the best way to go as long as you're willing to put in the work to do it. Twitter, a buy or not yet? Twitter, I'm really undecided on. Twitter's a great feature, and the great thing Twitter has going for him is the President of the United States, he uses Twitter as like his main media outlet to the world. So people are going to log on to Twitter no matter what, and I think it's a great place to connect with like stars and like people you might follow and those kinds of things. I have a Twitter page. I'm certainly no star, but it's a way for me to communicate with you guys over text if I don't want to put out a video or whatnot. So I think Twitter serves a good purpose, but does that mean it's going to get a much bigger valuation than it is now? I don't know. I know they reported numbers. I think it was last week, and I didn't get to look into them, so I don't want to speak too much on the subject. But from my understanding, they were not good at all. But I'll have to look into that, so I don't want to totally judge Twitter. Ford Motor Company. They have a super low PE, Ford does, but I don't know if I want to get involved with any automobile companies, because I'm such a firm believer that Tesla is going to like dominate in the future, 10 years from now. I think like 50% of cars sold will be Teslas. So for that reason, I don't want to touch any auto stocks. I think what's going to happen over the next 5-10 years, I think a lot of big auto companies that people thought were monsters are actually going to go out of business. Now, I'm not saying Ford's going to be one of them, but I think a lot of the smaller brands will. Is GoPro a buy or not yet? I mean, I have like 800 million videos on GoPro on this channel, so I'm not even going to address GoPro. If you want my opinion on GoPro, you can watch 2 videos I posted on the stock last week. Just enjoying, glad you're still alive. Let me pull that message back up. It's amazing how fast the messages disappear. It stinks. Did you ever invest in China or other countries' companies? Did I ever invest in China? I don't believe Oh yeah, I did. I was investing in Chinese stock once. It was a stock called Dang Dang, ticker symbol DANG. They're probably still a public company. They were like an online retailer. A lot of hype around them, and they always reported like great numbers, but like no one really cared about the great numbers. So it was really weird situation. So I don't know I don't even know if the numbers are real and whatnot. Is GoPro a buy or not yet? My opinion on GoPro is very well stated. Are you going to sit on GoPro till second quarter? I'm not planning on getting rid of GoPro, don't matter what, for a long time. I mean, I'll probably hold GoPro for at least 2 years. I don't care if GoPro was $30 tomorrow, which would be an insane increase from where the stock's at now. I wouldn't sell it. I'm in GoPro for the long term, or at least for the next 1 to 3 years. Let's put it that way. So. Is Hanesbrand a buy? I don't know. I don't know too much about the company, so I don't want to even say anything in regards to that stock. Did you ever play stock options? Yeah, I'm invested in stock. I have stock options in GoPro. Matter of fact, right now, I believe that's the only company, and I highly suggest you guys do your research on stock options. I got a few videos on this channel about stock options you can watch and explaining it, and I would definitely try to learn about stock options. It's a good way to play, especially if you're playing long term. Let's see. Ever looked into... Oh, Hafen, thank you very much. That's very nice of you, sir. Ever looked into UK stocks or European stocks? A little bit, but not much. I mostly play American stocks, to be honest. How dare you not talk about GoPro? Have you looked at NVIDIA or AMD? What's your opinion on that? NVIDIA we just talked about a few minutes ago. I'm not sure if you were on the live stream. It's a growth beast right now, but it's not a stock I'm personally touching just because I don't know if they're going to keep growing like that. I mean, maybe they keep it up for the next year, but I don't really know the vision for the company well enough. It's a little out of my circle of competence. So, do you guys think, not sure what did you, but... Yeah, thank you, Hafen. So, by the way, it's a super chat feature that YouTube I get like, if anybody ever donates on the super chat feature during a go live to any YouTuber, the YouTuber gets like 70% of the money, and then YouTube takes 30% of the money. It's a new feature they have, so it's actually a smart thing for like huge channels that the messages are popping up so fast. Like I was watching a PewDiePie like live stream he did like last week, and the messages were popping up so fast you couldn't. If he wanted to like respond to anybody, he couldn't. So. It's a cool feature, I guess you could say. How many shares should I get in GoPro? I got 10 shares. That's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what you should do or shouldn't do. I'm heavily invested in GoPro. That doesn't mean you should be heavily invested in GoPro. GoPro is a highly risky stock, and it's they've lost a lot of money in the last year or so. You got to think, what type of risk do you want to take in those kinds of things? Did Snapchat beat your expectations? I didn't really have any expectations for Snapchat, and they're just about to come public here in probably about a month, but I'm going to probably do a deep dive on Snapchat because I'm getting so many comments about Snapchat. So I'm going to probably look at their prospectus and do a deep dive on Snapchat and kind of do like an updated video, because I did one video on Snapchat already, but that was before any information was really known on the company. So I'm going to do a deep dive on that one probably within the next couple of weeks before they go public and kind of let you guys know my opinion on the company and whatnot. So, what is your opinion on binary options? I don't really have too much of an opinion because I haven't looked into it. I heard it's a bit of like, might as well go gamble at the casino type deal though. So, that's there. Bitcoin. I get a lot of questions about Bitcoin too. Could it be the currency of the future? Maybe. Is it going to be? I don't know. I highly doubt it. I don't think the governments will let it to really expand the way it could expand and those kinds of things. But that doesn't mean it can't be worth something. I think it's interesting, and I know it's used on the legal markets and things like that right now a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's worth taking a shot at, but I wouldn't do it personally. How does Warren Buffett integrate options and value investing? Can you tell me more about Warren Buffett option? Warren Buffett, from my understanding, I don't think he does options. I really don't, because the problem is options, you can only buy stock options 2 years out. Well, about sometimes you can buy them like 2 years and 2 months out or something like that. Warren Buffett, he's thinking like 10 years plus, like if not lifetime. So 2 years to him, that's short-term thinking. So that I don't think Warren Buffett plays around with options at all. Although I don't know his personal portfolio. Maybe he does, but let's see. Get better internet so laggy. I think it's something with YouTube because I tested before we got on the live stream. We were at 150 megabytes per second on the download. We were at 15 megabytes per second on the upload, which is like ridiculous internet speed. So it can't be something on my end. So if it's laggy, it's something that's up with this new whole YouTube Go Live thing. I think this is why they beta tested it and only gave it to people with over 10,000 subscribers. So let's see here. I'm trying to put up some more messages here. I saw your video on 401k versus Roth. Which one would you recommend? Well, it depends. I mean, personally, I'm more of a Roth IRA because I think tax rates over the long term in the United States of America, which is where I live, I think they will go up over time. So that's why I'm more of a Roth IRA guy than a regular IRA. I'd rather just pay my taxes now when maybe taxes are lower versus in the future when who knows, maybe I could be paying a 50 or 60% tax rate if we go that route in the United States. So that's why I'm Roth IRA personally. How many good stocks should I get into? It's up to you. It depends on portfolio size and a lot of different things. I got a how to invest $1,000 video that's super popular on this channel and a how to invest $10,000. So that should probably cover you unless you have more money than that. And this month I'm actually coming out with a how to invest $100,000 video, which there's definitely differences for each category, on how much you're investing and whatnot. Hello from Sweden. Hello. Can you make a video on stock options? I have a couple videos on stock options. I'll probably do a more in-depth one. What do you do for your photography business? It's a real estate. I do all real estate, pictures for homes, videos for homes, marketing, all that kind of stuff. Anything real estate, marketing-wise, I do it. Let's see. Still have confidence in GoPro and Win. Yeah, nothing's changed from the last week when I put out the 3 stocks I'm buying video. Nothing's changed. I'm still always confident in those over the next coming years as I've been in the past. Although I was disappointed in the GoPro guidance, like I spoke about on that video. I'm very disappointed in that GoPro guidance, but I'm expecting them to do a lot better than that. And I think they're just at a point, the management team, where they've missed numbers so many times that they're like, dude, we need to get our shit together. Let's start sandbagging numbers and beating them and making them look like world beaters. If they only report a $200 million number, I will not be nearly as confident in GoPro as I am right now. Let me tell you that. That would be ugly number. Ben Graham's The Intelligent Investor. Good place to start for a beginner. Ben Graham. So that is my favorite investing book, but I don't know if that's the best investing book. In the description, maybe of this video, but all my past videos, I don't know if it comes up on here or whatnot because I'm new to this whole Go Live thing. But I actually have a book listed as my second favorite book on investing in that description. That might be the book you want to get. I've heard a lot more positive comments about that book for beginners. The Ben Graham book might be for someone a little more advanced because a lot of the terminology he uses, it's more old school because the book was written a long, long time ago. It's still very relevant, but like a lot of the word choice, it kind of puts people to sleep or just they don't understand it. So that's kind of... Can you explain PE ratios? PE ratios is basically the price of a stock divided by the earnings per share of that stock. And there you get a valuation or a PE ratio of maybe 20 or if it's a high valuation, it could be 100 plus. Personally, I like to stay in PE ratios under 30 unless it's a company I think is going to be super profitable the very next year and their whole business is going to change. So that's what a PE ratio is. You can also figure out a PE ratio by dividing the market cap, the market valuation, the market cap for the company, divided by the net income of the company, and that will also give you the PE ratio. So you can calculate it either one of those ways. There's actually a question I get a lot on here. What are your thoughts on penny stocks? I know they're riskier, but I don't have too much work and they will take risks. Penny stocks, I'm not a fan of. I have a pretty negative view on penny stocks. I think it's more like gambling for the most part on most penny stocks because you don't have a lot of information on a lot of those stocks. They don't have, for the most part, the OCTBB and pink sheets and whatnot. They don't really have to give out any information, and they're not regulated and those kinds of things. It's like super high risky. It's like probably the riskiest thing you could ever do, penny stocks. Please, can you upload this as a video after you're done? It's really lagging. Yes, I will. As long as everything goes fine with YouTube, I will upload this as a regular video afterward as well. Something about interest rates here. How do you get high interest rates on savings? Uh, Good luck. I don't know. I don't know any savings accounts that get high interest rates. I don't think it exists nowadays. Top 10 Tuesday, you say, what is GoPro doing differently than its competitors? Okay, so who's even a GoPro competitor? Well, they have some competition from Garmin, right? Garmin's somewhat of a competitor. They make an action camera. But Garmin, they don't make a drone. They don't make a stabilizer. They don't have the accessories that GoPro has, the reach GoPro has, the brand that GoPro has. So they're a potential competitor. DJI, I have a DJI drone right over there. They're also a potential competitor. They're in the drone space, but they don't have an action camera. They do have a handheld stabilizer. They don't have nearly the accessories that GoPro has, and they don't have nearly the brand name GoPro has, the marketing and all those kinds of things. So those, you can kind of see some differences. Sony, Sony kind of tries to compete with them, but Sony's kind of a joke in the GoPro space. Sony's great with, the PlayStation and whatnot, but Sony's really no threat as far as drones go. They don't even have a drone. They're no threat as far as action cams go. They try to release these products and they just fail time after time. They do horrible numbers. GoPro just completely dominates them. So if you had $100,000 and you could only choose to do one of the following with your money, would you A, get a mortgage, or B, invest in stocks? Okay, so usually, and we're just saying I have $100,000 in one of my accounts. Right now, I would buy a house and get a mortgage or whatever, but use the money toward a house, basically, mainly because of my son's going to be 3 years old next year. I want to get into a house. And so that's basically my route right now. But if you asked me 2 years ago, it would be stocks. If you asked me once I get a house, it would be stocks. So, have you been looking at Arcanonics? No, I don't. Never even heard of that. I don't know if that's a website or a stock or what. Top 10 Tuesday. Why do you think Chinese stocks are bad? I don't necessarily think Chinese stocks are bad. I think there's a lot that goes into how Chinese stocks come over here and they're listed on our exchanges and whatnot. And when you actually read deep into these 10Ks as I have, you realize you have like almost no rights as a shareholder in the company, and that company could actually be taken away from you because it's a really confusing subject, but they're like ADRs, and I highly suggest you guys really research this if you're ever interested. But basically, the company could kind of like be taken away from you completely, and you would have like no rights as a shareholder with a lot of these Chinese stocks. So they're highly risky. So really do your research if you want to get into Chinese stocks, guys. I've done it before, and it's like really freaking scary. It's not like most American stocks, put it that way. Let me pull back up the chat here. Pell Fraud says 15 with 10K saved. Want to invest like 3K. What should I do? I'm assuming you're saying you're 15 years old. At that stage, I would just, maybe put the money in a CD account or whatever and just focus on learning until you're about 18, 19. And by the time you're 18, 19, if you're focused on learning for 3 years, you're going to be freaking like a genius in the stock market as far as understanding concepts, understanding stocks. You could play on fake accounts, not fake accounts. Well, yeah, I guess they're called fake accounts or whatnot. There's a lot of websites where you can do hypothetical trades that you're not actually trading with real money. You're trading with fake money and those kinds of things. So that's what I would do if I were you. With drones, have you looked into any defense Raytheon? I've looked into that company a lot of years ago. I would say like maybe 5 years ago, and I remember I think they're a defense contractor for the most part or something like that, but I haven't looked into a long time. I'm not so much into those kind of drones. I'm like, right now, I think it's consumer drone time, in my opinion. So, all right, let's see what we got going on in the chat here. Are there any, Alan says, are there any really cool early stage technology companies you're looking at? Early stage, now when you say early stage, you mean like created in the past year or created in the past 5 years? Because those are two very different things. Snapchat is a very early stage company still. They were created, I think Snapchat, you guys could correct me on this. I think Snapchat was created in 2012 or 2013. So that's not even a 5-year-old company right now. So that's one I'm going to be looking into for you guys. So that's actually very early stage, but that's probably the earliest stage of any company. Chicago Bridge and I are not familiar with that one. So Angel says hi. Hi, Angel. What websites do you use to do your research? Says Serg. A lot of the websites use Yahoo Finance still a little bit, but they changed up their format recently, and I'm so pissed about it. They freaking really screwed it up, guys. Yahoo Finance. There was the one good thing about Yahoo, and they screwed it up so bad. So I still do use them a bit. CNN Money a bit. Google I use a lot for news. If sometimes I'll just type in GoPro and look at news, and I can see recent articles and things like that. And obviously the investor relations page on any website, any company I want to look into, that's the best way to find out information about the company because the 10Qs are there, the conferences are there, the conference calls are there, the 10Ks are there, the annual reports. Go to the investor relations page of whatever company you're looking into, and you'll find out more information than anywhere else, guys. Let's see here. I left you, sorry. And okay, Town Racing. Hi, I'm 18 and have a job that makes $900 a week after taxes every 2 weeks. What is the best way to get a small car loan like $3,000? Just go to your local bank and apply for it. If you're making that amount of money for a $3,000 car loan, excuse me, you should get approved unless you have a really bad credit rating. I would just go to a regular bank. If for some reason the bank turns you down, then join a credit union. Credit unions, as long as you're a credit member, sometimes you can get a lot lower interest rates at a credit union rather than a bank because a bank's got to make a lot of profit. Credit union, their philosophy is not necessarily they might make profit, but at the end of the year they have to distribute that back to the people that are from that bank. So some differences there, guys. Let me pull back up the messages here. Granny Figaro gone wild. What percentage of stocks are safe? What percentage of stocks are safe? There's no stock out there that I could say is 100% safe. There's obviously ones that are more safe than others. The companies in the Dow Jones are relatively safe because they're so big. They have such big competitive moats and whatnot. But no company's 100% safe, especially if you're in the tech sector. Tech companies can get knocked off real quick, guys, so keep that in mind. Okay, ET, difference between gross and net income. Gross and net income, gross, I don't know. I never pay attention to gross net income. I'm thinking they take out dividends at the end of gross income before it goes to net income, but I honestly never look at the gross income. I just focus on net income because that's what really matters in the end. So focus on net income. Gross income is not very important unless maybe you're running your own business or something like that, guys. John D, have you ever tried the Robinhood app? If so, what's your opinion on it? I have not tried Robinhood. I really need to because I get a lot of questions on that app, so I really need to check that out. And Anchored says, what company you use to buy stocks? I use multiple companies to buy stocks. I recommend all of them. TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Scottrade, E-Trade. I recommend all those guys. I have no problem with any of them. I wouldn't say like one's better than the other either. So that's just my opinion on it. Connor says talk about real estate investing. Real estate investing I don't touch on a lot on this channel, not because I don't know anything about real estate investing, just I don't feel like I'm at a level with real estate investing where I could really give a lot of insight on real estate investing. So if I'm not nearly an expert at something, I don't really like to talk about it too much. So real estate investing, I don't like to talk about too much, but you can certainly make money in real estate investing. I know a lot of people that do it. Some people do it where they'll buy a house and rent it out for a week or a month or just rent it in general. Some people are doing they basically will rent a house, they'll fix it all up super sick, super nice, and then they'll go ahead and do an Airbnb type thing where they rent it out by the day or the week or whatever like that. So certainly an option there. Monitor Gold says it keeps lagging. I'm sorry about that. I wish it was just a perfect thing. So I don't know. I hope YouTube gets their stuff together. What is the best way to learn day trading? I don't know. I think there's a lot of actual YouTube channels that are focused around day trading. Somebody says Timothy Sykes, I believe, is a guy that day trades. I don't know. But make sure whenever you guys are looking into any of that stuff that you pay attention to, are they just trying to sell you something or are they legit? Those kinds of things, because sometimes some of those ones, I don't want to mention any names like Ty Lopez and whatnot. So they just try to give you a bunch of fluff and then basically are trying to sell you like a program, like, oh, sign up for my program and it's $65 a month and you get 65 courses or whatever. So, make sure it's legit, whatever you're paying attention to and those kinds of things. But I'm sure there's ways to educate you on day trading out there and those type of things if you're looking into that. How do you find stocks, says Rorer?